My name is B4lokoB. But you? Nah, you already know that. Alright, so guys, this is Loco's Yugioh Logic number 5. This is still about Dark Worlds, and thank you guys for subscribing, for liking the videos, for leaving a couple of comments on volumes 1 through 4. I'm gonna get back to doing the extra deck monsters, the combos, why we use certain cards in later videos, but I wanted to put this video up right now because it was very important to me. For anybody that knows me, I normally don't enter locals and things like that. For the most part, it's just because Yu-Gi-Oh is still a trading card game. I enjoy trading a lot more than I do playing a lot of times. But my team, shout out to Team SP2, they were pretty much trying to get me back into the role of playing. So Volume 5 is going to be about my tournament report for the weekend and what cards I use, how my deck flowed, etc. So we're going to start off with Friday. I went to my locals at Top Cut Comics in Chicago. It's probably one of the biggest locals in Chicagoland area. They had 8-man flights, which is pretty much 8 people enter. Everybody gets a turbo pack for entering, and they go by points. So first place gets 2 points, and second place get 1 point. And the points are for the end of the month, where they'll give away a box and $50 worth of store credit to first place. So for that Friday tournament, I started off by sweeping it. I went to XO and I got my 2 points and a couple of extra turbo packs. And the turbo packs I pulled nothing, but it was just getting back into the habit of playing. Saturday, I went to First Aid Comics. For people that stay in Chicago, that is in Hyde Park. And I swept the tournament there, still using Dark World, mind you. And Sunday, now Sunday was the most important day. Sunday, for anybody that buys cards off the internet, if you go to Yugioh-mint.com, there's a guy named Mike. He actually owns that site, and he has a store out in Bartlett, Illinois. So shout out to Mike for a great tournament. For $10, we all entered a Gen Con badge tournament. First place got the Gen Con badge and 8 packs, and yes, your boy did win the Gen Con tournament. So I guess I'm back in the habit of things. It was pretty good. It was 4 or 5 rounds of Swiss, and then it cut to top 4. Me and my teammate Zuko, we both were undefeated going into the last round, and since he's judging, he pretty much just gave me the badge. So shout out to Zuko for that. So this is the Gen Con badge. You guys will be able to catch me at Gen Con this year, but right now I'm going to go ahead and give you the deck that I use, which is Dark World. So we're going to start off with 3 Graphas. No need to explain. 3 Snow, 3 Brow, 1 Beige. I feel like this is the best 10-card engine for the deck, so I'm always going to leave it like this. Tech monsters, I have 1 Malefic Stardust, 2 Tour Guide from the Underworld, and 2 Transarch Fiends. Now, man, you guys, even though I'm showing you my deck profile, I don't want you to go ahead and net deck, meaning just copy the deck and then be planning from there. What I like for you guys to do with these local logic videos is for you to go ahead and play test what I'm playing, and then think about different techs, think about ways to change the main deck and the side deck that'll be more efficient, and send the comments to me. I mean, you guys tell me how you guys enjoyed the deck and what changes you thought about making. On to the Magic. We have 3 Gates, 2 Dark World, 2 Drag Down to the Grave. For those that watch segments, I think it was segment 3, which is about Magics. This is why I run 2 Drag Down in this format compared to 3. I do run 3 Dark World Dillons, 1 Allure for draw power, 1 card destruction because it's broken. My personal tech card, like I said, you won't see anybody using this. If you've seen videos with somebody using this, they've made it after me, I guarantee. Trial Creeping Darkness. It is an amazing card. Using Creeping Darkness with Transarch Fiend and with Tour Guide gives you a lot of synergy and a lot of pluses. Then we have Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and Foolish Burial to wrap up the magics. Then for trap cards, we have 3 Reckless Greed. Not gonna lie, I can't wait to get this holo in this Yu-Gi-Oh World set. I think that's gonna be amazing along with the drag downs. Then we have 2 Torrential Tribute. I was just discussing Torrential with one of my friends earlier today with some of the decks that he was running. I love Torrential only in certain decks that it doesn't matter if you pretty much lose field presence, because you can regain it very, very fast. And using Torrential in this deck is amazing because Grapha, he can recur himself, and then you can also use it as defense when you have Trans Archfiend on the field. Then we have 2 Bottomless, 1 Deck Devastation Virus, 1 Skill Drain, 1 Solemn Judgment, and 1 Starlight Robe. So all together it should be 41 cards. Now the extra deck can go to your own preference. Probably volume 6 we're going to get into extra deck cards that you could use, and we're going to do it depending on your Dark World build. Like as you see, the one I run, I don't run any 5s at all. I think 5s aren't as consistent because of the fact that they can be normal summon, but I do love the fact that they can make 5 exceeds like Tiris, Ardris, Zenmayo. I think those are very good cards, but with the grade 3, not grade 3, I'm thinking about Vanguard, sorry. With the level 3 exceed build that I have using Tour Guide, I think that's a lot more efficient. So we're gonna start off with 1 Catastor, 2 Stardust, should be self-explanatory since I run 1 Starlight Road, and then the other one is for my Malefic. Run 1 Chimeritic Fortress Dragon. It's just in case you do run against those players that leave a Cyber Dragon and another machine on the field. Rarely happens, but just in case it does happen, it's good to have this in the extra deck. 1 Temtempo, 1 Acid Golem, Lavier. Wait, I have to go back to Acid Golem. By the way, I love this card right here. It gets you, this helped me in Swiss against my friend Derek. He was playing windups. He could not get over this Acid Golem with Skill Drain on the field, so that was pretty much game. So love Acid Golem. Then we go back to Lavier. Number 17, Leviathan Dragon. 1 Windup Zenmains, Gemnite Pearl, 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Ray, 1 Maestroke, 1 Roach. These guys are, I have to say, these guys are a staple in any Dark World deck, mostly because of how they work in the format. Maestroke, he's good because he's just pretty much a good defensive wall in certain matchups, but more importantly, Roach for the Chaos Dragon matchup. And the reason that they're both important is because they are fiends, so you can use them with Gate and get more pluses. And last but not least, Heliopolis, which is about to get reprinted in the 10. So sad about that. Well, it's good for you guys because you can get one, but with me selling cards, etc., I mean, it really hurts the secondary market with all the reprint that they're doing. All right, then we go into the extra deck. I run 2 Maxis. This is because windups is one of Dark World's banes right about now. The reason they are is because windups can explode so fast, and because Dark World does not usually use hand traps, it's good to have in these Maxis just to go against that one matchup, because I'm telling you, you might be, if they win a die roll, because my friend did it, he won the die roll, he bought out Magician and Shark, and I tried to continue on, but I pretty much had to scoop it up, because losing 4 cards out of your 5 starting cards really hurts. So putting in Maxi is it's a very good call in the middle right now. 1 Gorse. I love Gorse sided in case I go against burn decks, because you have to remember he has a burn effect. I mean, he has an effect that he can be bought out when he takes what is this? 1 is for battle damage, and then 1 is for like burn damage, etc. So these are good cards to have in there. Plus, of course, guess what? He's a fiend, so that's why I have him in there as well. I also have in Doomcow. The reason I have in Doomcow is because out of all the meta decks, being what, Chaos Dragon, Dino Rabbit, what else do we have? We have Insectors and Windups. Okay. If you watch the meta, majority of these decks have decided to not run Shadow and Prisoner Mirror for some reason. I can understand it with Rabbit because they have Macrocosmos. I mean, Macrocosmos hurts my deck in more ways than one, but a lot of them have shifted away from using Shadow and Prisoner Mirror, except for windups. So I thought the Doom Cal in was a very good tech, especially if I go first and I have Doom Cal. I can set all my back rows with Starlight Road and tell you to pretty much fuck with it. Alright, then we have one Yugioh. Originally I was using Spirit Reaper, but because of the Dino Rabbit matchup in which they will use lands, I thought Yugioh was a better choice. And with it being level 4, and they have to get rid of it, I mean, one of these with something like a Beige or a Snow can get me access to my level 4 Exceeds, which is really good. I mean, they have problems getting over Spirit Reaper, so you know they have a problem getting over Yugioh. The only magic cards I have Saturday in is 3 MSTs. I think most decks, if you don't main 3 MSTs, you're pretty much siding it. You side it because of the fact that you never know what your opponent is going to put in against you. And normally, it's not just monsters that they put in against you. The majority of it is magic and traps. So you want to get rid of those ASAP. For traps, I have two Light and Prisoner Mirrors. This was a good call to me because of the fact that Chaos Dragons have a problem getting over this. With no Raikos, no Lilas, they pretty much have to rely on MSC. And the way I look at it is, out of 40 card deck, you have math is a little bit off right now, but you have pretty much 3 out of 40 chance in order to get this. And because I usually have a Starlight Road and a Solemn Judgment waiting for heavy, this will stay on the field and this will pretty much cripple their deck. I have an extra skill drain put in. I have the skill drain put in against what do I usually put it in against? Put it in against windups, which did help me win my 3rd game against windups. Also, Inzectors. It seems like Inzectors, they're relying quite a bit on their chainable traps, such as Waboku and Threatening Roars. So I don't really see too many of them putting in Royal Decree against me. But I do have the MST for it just in case. But when they don't put in Royal Decree, I put in another skill drain just to screw them over a little bit. Then we have Goes and Match. Goes and Match against windups, against Rabbit. Dark Smog. Oh, Dark Smog was amazing. If you see my video number 4, you'll see me talking about Dark Smog. It is a very good card to be using. It helps with the Insector matchup so much because you can get rid of their Hornets and get your pluses off with your Dark World monsters. Especially considering the fact that normally during game 2, depending on if you, well, even if I win or lose, I always take out the drag down. So you need to make up for that by having other ways to discard your Dark World monsters. And then my last 2 cards are Royal Decree. Surprisingly, I use Royal Decree a hell of a lot. I like to use it against anti-meta decks. And even though I run a significant amount of traps in the main deck, I still like having it in because of the fact that, like against Dino Rabbit, I know one of the main things they like to do is have that Macrocosmos out. So Royal Decree pretty much screws that over. And since they have a problem already getting over big monsters, and I don't have to worry about them using Crow because they have out Macrocosmos, I pretty much flip over Royal Decree, have Graph in the graveyard, keep recurring them, and just tell you to, you know, come get some. So guys, this is my tournament report for Dark Worlds. I want to thank all you guys for watching the videos, for subscribing. It's helped out a lot, like these local Yu-Gi-Oh! Logic videos. The reason it's helped out me so much is because while I'm trying to teach you guys about a deck that I love, I'm learning so much more about the deck itself. I'm always looking for new tech cards, different ways, different styles to play the deck so that I can be, you know, one of the best Dark World players in Yu-Gi-Oh! So make sure that you rate, comment, subscribe. For the new subscribers, make sure to tell your friends about the videos. And I do plan on finishing off the Yu-Gi-Oh logic for Dark World, but I also want you guys to leave comments below and tell me if you would like me to get started on the next segment. I want you to choose between, let's see, what decks can I do? I pretty much have every deck, but let's go with Inzectors. And we can go Inzectors, and we can go Gishkis, because I did want to try out Gishkis. So let me know which one of those decks you want to see. If you do choose Inzectors, know that I have some tech cards in there that are amazing. I'm not sure why people never use these cards, but I think that if you choose the Inzector video, you'd be very pleased. So make sure to tune in for the next video. Thanks.